Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Remember us? It's been a while,
Yeah, that it has.
but life be lifing. But we back. Welcome to another episode of the Silly and Serious. I'm Mr. J. Of course, I got with
Shammy.
the spirit thing as always, and we're here to just bring you another fun-filled, lively episode of our unsolicited opinions.
Don't I have so many of them?
Well, you're a woman. They tend to have those.
Oh, whatever.
Just kidding, but not really. So today
Just kidding.
we're gonna bring out, I guess, a serious topic. I guess you want to call that? Can we say it's a pretty serious
I
topic?
mean, it is serious, but I am a millennial, so I laugh at things that are dark. Sorry.
That's our trauma. We've been through a lot. I just
Like,
saw a meme, like maybe like 10, 15 minutes ago, that says we're living through somebody's 2075 hard history lesson. And boy, oh boy, are we. It's
we that we are.
we done been through a lot. But I guess every generation goes through what they go through. And I guess it's our turn. But
Right.
anywho, so today we're gonna be talking about something that I guess is deeply rooted in what we call people of color tradition. Ooh, Shamik has guests. That's all right. Now, my little one's out here creeping anyway. She's gonna get in trouble in a second. But anyway, we're talking about generational curses today. Generational curses, or how you want to say generational trauma. Pretty much the
Right.
same thing. And what we really want to do is help break down what that actually is,
Or try to,
or
because
try
it's
to, because I ain't got no degree. She ain't got no degree. Not in this anyway.
not in this.
But I think we've been through a lot, and what we've done and currently still do for some of us in our profession, we have it's easy to identify certain things and help people cope with it. I mean, not necessarily overcome it, but cope with it. And if they can't overcome it. So we are qualified in that aspect. So generational curses. What are we talking about when we say generational curses? Well, a generational curse, I'm going to give you the actual definition. So, people misuse what it is and
I
misconstrue
wasn't
what it
sure.
is.
I thought he was trying to shade me just now. Like,
No,
let me
no,
give you the actual
no. You
definition.
know, I think you know. Um, so here's the actual definition of generational curse, or i.e., generational trauma. It is a transmission of unresolved emotion, psychological or physical abuse, stress from one generation to the next, altering descendants' behaviors, beliefs, and even gene expression. And that last one's very important to conversations that you and I have had before in the past when it comes to like slavery and how that changed people on a DNA gene level. It changed people's fight or flight response, things like that. So within those parameters, generational trauma or generational curses is basically, let me put it in layman's terms, stuff that your family has passed down to you that impacts your life in a negative way. And it manifests in different negative ways that we may not recognize as being a negative. I.e., if you're a perfectionist, it's because it's the only way you feel control, because you didn't have control and your whole life was like
Well,
given to you.
and you saying that, I also did have a question.
Oh,
Like,
bro, my 40 fell out. Ah,
I often wondered, why does it have to be negative based? Why can't a generational pass down be a positive thing? Because it can be,
it
but
can be.
I think that we tend to lean on all things negative and not necessarily positive.
I agree with that.
Um, because there are some passed down things that I do enjoy, that have allowed me to be the person that I am, that are passed down through generational. I don't know what to call it, but I don't. It's not a curse,
Well, it was upbringing.
at
It's
least not
considered
that part of it.
right.
You
It's
know.
upbringing, like, but it's something that maybe you've turned into a positive. Like, you had to go through so much, but it made you resilient. You get what I'm saying?
Right, but I mean, like, like, it doesn't, all things passed down, it doesn't necessarily just have to be something that's like,
Oh,
because
definitely not.
when we looked at the definition was completely like doomsday.
Right. Well, that's because we searched generational trauma in general. We went for the doomsday. Now
Right.
there definitely are positives that pass down. How to nurture, how to love, how to support and things like that. Like I got a lot of that from my mom and all that. So there's definitely, but we wouldn't classify that in the trauma or curse thing because trauma and curses are inherently negative. Nobody says, "Oh, I had some
Right.
great trauma this week." You know,
Some good trauma.
some good trauma. Oh man, lost my whole foot, but it's cool.
I mean, maybe, you
No,
know.
no, no. Stop on me, man. Wherever you are, stop on me, man.
Like, don't do it.
Jesus, man. There's little generational traumas falling out real quick. They gonna be dark about everything. But like so, like you said, you have trauma to where you make jokes and make light about a dark situation. It's a coping mechanism at the
Right.
end of the
That
day.
it is.
That's why a lot of us, I'm so unserious. That's the only way you can deal with the serious situation. I know for sure that's how I deal when something's bothering me. Like I'll be bothered, but I would definitely turn that into a joke because I just got to get over it, and this is how you got to do it. But is that generational trauma or coping mechanism?
It's
Unhealthy
coping.
at unhealthy, definitely.
It's coping. But it's also possibly a learned trauma to cope.
Right, right, because you had to
So,
survive.
yeah.
Right. So when we say generational trauma, we don't mean. I think generational trauma gets used a little bit too much nowadays. Like
Interesting.
it's almost a commercial thing to say. Like when you didn't get a pair of sneakers this one time, so now you go out now you buying all the Jordans and all that. I'm breaking generational curses here. You got bad grades, homie. Like it's called a punishment.
It's so annoying to me that certain things are associated with that. Like, you getting a pair of sneakers that are Jordans is not attached to any type of trauma.
Right,
Like, you get what I mean? And I think that's a part of the breakdown and reality of your needs and your wants.
right. Very true.
Okay, that, you know what I mean? If you need a pair of sneakers, it's not gonna matter if they're Jordans or not.
It doesn't matter.
But if you want it, that's the difference. And so please, because they're like, I always tell people this, I will never forget going to Jamaica and seeing kids walk into school with no, like, and I couldn't understand it at all.
Right. I had a
Like,
similar
I really couldn't.
experience when I went to DR, and it kind of helps you put in perspective your first world problems when you're driving through on vacation through people's poverty, real poverty.
I'm about to say, because it's 2026. I don't know if we first world,
Yo, well,
but I
so
get what you
far,
mean.
so far, but when you got
Yeah.
kids running up to your buggy trying to sell you a towel, just so they can eat
Yeah.
tonight, versus I couldn't get a pair of Jordans, but I got a pair of Uptowns.
You know, I definitely used to tell the kids when I worked at the center, the older kids, like, y'all don't live in no real poverty. That
Right.
like like okay, you live in the projects in New York City. Y'all still don't have a clue because all of them projects down south,
Yeah.
you have not a clue. You don't even know what real slums be.
A real slum. But that's because we live in our 3 foot world. And we think, something bad happens to me is the worst thing to happen in the world. When,
But
there's kids who don't get to make it to your age.
yeah, but
Right. So things like that.
comparing. comparing sneakers to I'm fixing my generational trauma is very and I don't want to judge it to a certain degree, but it's
Right.
just like one has nothing to do with the other. And so I understand why getting a pair of sneakers or Jordans is so is at such high value for us because we have financial trauma
We definitely have
as
financial,
black people.
which is a generational trauma, financial literacy. That's something that
Right.
people of color in our communities, we're not taught. Not fully, not like how it is in other communities. You know, we didn't get
And it's not, and I don't think so much that it's not, we're not taught. I think that it's been embedded in majority of our DNA to just want the riches because we just could never have it.
right.
I do, you know, in the past, when I was going to write a thesis, I was going to write a thesis about sneakers and how it's related to black and brown people's obsession because we couldn't have any
We couldn't have
back in them
shoes at all.
days.
Right. Right. But
Like
that
I
goes,
was like, this has to be the correlation to why we snatching up these sneakers like this.
yeah, that goes to
Especially
that genes being altered. Certain things that trigger us that we don't understand why it triggers us. But that's because
right,
on a genetic level, we were denied this stuff.
right, right. And so that's why I said part of me gets annoyed, but the other part of me completely understands it. And don't get me wrong, I like shit too.
Of course.
Um, but you know, I'm not there's certain things I'm just not going to do to get the shit. Like there were people when I was in high school that they'll have $230. They'll spend the whole $230 on a pair of sneakers and then don't have lunch for a whole 3 weeks.
Right. Needs over wants, like you said.
I ain't doing it. I
Right. I'd rather
I
eat.
got I got to
Yeah,
eat,
you of
y'all.
all people have to eat.
I got to eat. I
Right.
can't do it.
So now it's not to say that getting those Jordans cannot be linked to a generational curse or generational trauma, but you have to understand where it's coming from. Like if you had you know whether you had a traumatic upbringing or not. We've all went through things growing up. We've all been disciplined and things like that. But at the end of the day, did you witness abuse in your house? Did you witness um, any type of alcoholism or drug abuse in your house? Things like that.
Right.
Were you denied simple services to appease these addictions or these abuse, things like that, to make you have this such
Ha-
adverse reaction as an adult?
As an adult, no, definitely.
Right. Like I wasn't allowed to go on my senior trip as a kid in junior high school. Well, I was supposed to go, but that wasn't
And
because,
you
oh
still
Lord,
went anyway?
man,
Did you get your ass whipped?
the cops were at my house when I got home. All right. I, that's the wildest thing I did as a kid. I will not do this again. But it wasn't because I just like, I wasn't allowed. It wasn't I wasn't allowed to go because I did something wrong. They didn't allow my sister to go. So it's like it's not fair that we didn't let her go, and then you get to go.
I just want to know how much skin was hanging off your ass.
None, none.
Oh,
I didn't get
wow.
home, but I got grounded to the next school year. I didn't go outside. I couldn't do nothing for the entire summer.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was bad. It was. I don't know why. I don't know why. I was like, we'll be back by end of school day, and I mean, we on the
And you
bus at the
wasn't back
back.
until like 8:30?
We on the bus in the back at 7 o'clock. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not the best idea. Not the brightest. But yeah, I got grounded for that whole entire summer. But
I
then I
thought
say
she was
that to
going
say
to say
this.
she made you do essays until your fingertips bled.
Nah, I just couldn't do nothing. I couldn't watch TV, couldn't go outside, couldn't do nothing. I just sat in my room for 2 months. That's it. That was torture. I did it to myself. I can't get mad at nobody else. I did that. But that doesn't mean that, now I gotta go to every theme park. Because no, it was a fair decision. I just did something stupid and went against it. So we need to be careful of what we say is really curses to us, really trauma, versus something that's fair or something you didn't earn.
Right.
You know, because there are people who didn't have sneakers. They grew up. Let's take Shannon Sharp, because we've all heard how he grew up. He grew up in a shack
Mm-hmm.
where they didn't have anything. They didn't have running water.
Mm.
So he is very anal about taking showers, where he has to take multiple showers a day,
Oh, Jesus.
because it's like, I grew up without this. I didn't have plumbing. That's a trauma thing he went through. Like, think of right now
Yeah.
not having indoor plumbing in this day and age. Even when he was a kid, that wasn't like some 1919 type
Right.
stuff.
Even though it sounds like it,
Right.
but it
But
wasn't.
he
It
grew up in such
wasn't.
a poor area in Georgia that, oh, was it in Georgia? I think it was in Georgia. Was it in Georgia?
I'm not sure.
I know somewhere in Georgia. I'm pretty sure it was in Georgia.
It was somewhere where they still had outhouses.
Right. You know,
Okay.
so I can see why he said he has to take multiple showers a day just because. You know, there's also trauma when it's emotional health. People are denied emotional support, emotional love. Like, just, yeah, we've for sure witnessed kids who have been severely emotionally abused, and then they either go on to perpetuate or
Or
overcompensate.
they what? Right.
Right? There's addiction, there's toxic relationships. I think that's a big thing when you see your
When
parents,
you
grandparents, aunts, uncles, whoever.
when you see when you realize that you're attracting the very person that abused you, like
Right.
you're like it repeats.
It's definitely repetitive. And what we both found, really interestingly enough, is that this had some sort of religious undertones to it, which I thought that
Right.
was kind of, I don't know why. But if you really think about it, religion can
It
be
is very
right. You know, we knew
mm,
a young lady when we were at the aid who lived across the street, where, based on her religion, she couldn't wear pants. And you could always see that she wanted to wear pants. So now, to the point where she's distanced herself from that, she don't never wear skirts and dresses,
right.
because she's like, I'm not doing that again. I can't go back. Right. So religion in itself can be traumatic, toxic, or a curse. So I just want to put out that, yes, it's nice to buy yourself nice things and make sure you have nice things and be successful, but make sure you're doing it for the right reasons and real reasons, not you're misconstruing generational curse or trauma, versus you just want nice things. You want to be ambitious. There's nothing wrong with wanting more than what you grew up with.
Right.
Your parents want you to be better. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to be better, but don't make it seem like you had such a traumatic childhood that this is the only way for you to live now. Make sense? Makes sense. Cool. Moving on. So,
Oh well.
what I want to focus on really is, how do we heal our trauma? Or how do we begin? Because, sometimes trauma can't fully be healed. So, how do we begin the journey of healing from our trauma slash curses?
First, you gotta want it.
You got to want it.
I think no. Let me slow down. First, you gotta recognize it.
I was going to say, but you
Then
have to
after
identify.
recognizing it,
Right.
right. Then after recognizing it, you have to then really want it. Because the best behavior is change behavior, right?
Right.
And so you have to want it.
I agree. I would maybe throw in, you have to identify it. You have to come to terms with it, and then want to change it.
And I think that the problem with most people is that they're not willing to be honest with themselves about things like that. Like, some of us are not honest, some of us are too honest. I,
Mm.
I might fall into the too honest group.
I
I'm
never,
very I'm
I
very
never like
honest.
that too honest thing.
Say it again.
I never like the too honest. The truth is what the truth is. Now, my
The truth
delivery
is
of the
what the
truth,
truth is. but I think that I'm well, when I say this, I'm talking about to myself. I
Hmm.
think that if you're an honest person, when it comes to reflecting and checking yourself, you can be extremely harsh to
Gotcha.
yourself.
Okay, that was
But so
yeah.
that's why I'm like too honest to the point where it can like drive it in a particular way that might not be so good
So it could
because you're
be
too honest.
it
It
could
can
be
also be
detrimental.
detrimental to
Yeah.
your progress. You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
Right. Too critiquing yourself too much, being too hard on yourself. For
right,
sure. For sure. Definitely
right.
agree with that.
So, that's basically what I mean. But honesty is always the best policy. I know, but
Yeah.
I know it's extremely hard for folks, um, especially those who already know the answer. But I'm coming to ask you the answer so I could try
Validation.
to see if I'm gonna get a different one when
Right.
I already know it.
Yeah. You know the answer. You,
Yeah,
you
motherfuckers make you
know the
so
answer.
tempted, you start wanting to just tell them anything, see if they go for it. Like
Right.
you
Right.
know the answer. Like cut it out. You
You
know what
know
I
the
mean?
answer.
And
You
and then and don't get me wrong, and some people don't. But I think that you in talking to people, you realize who needs what
right.
and who simply doesn't because they're just looking for validation.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with validation, but that too can be very unhealthy if you seeking validation to everybody else. Validate yourself. Find the validity within yourself.
So
So, what are the best things to do when you have to identify and decide you want to make changes? Is set boundaries, simple boundaries at first. Set boundaries within all aspects of it, whatever it is. If it's financial, set boundaries on what you can spend versus what you can't. Whatever it is. So, say we'll keep it financial. Let's say you didn't have, so now you overspend.
hmm
You got to start making a budget and start living within your means. But then it could be the also where you didn't have, so you don't spend anything at all, but you well within the means. Learn to
yeah,
treat yourself. Learn to give yourself some rewards that you work so hard on. This money can't go with you.
it sure can.
It can't
You
go.
know,
That
my
doesn't mean put
favorite
yourself
mean
in
is
a
treat
hole.
yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
I'm that friend. I'm definitely that friend. When you go shop by this, yeah, yeah, get it, get it, get two.
So,
Get two, why not? You earned it. You earned it. I'm that guy. You gonna spend. So you have to set your boundaries. Whatever it is, set the boundaries. And I say simple boundaries. Like don't do something that's immediately like impossible. Set a small boundary, stick to it, a small goal, stick to it, and then you build on that. So set
right.
those boundaries. All right. One of the biggest things, heal the inner child. Heal the inner child. A lot of this,
Or
right.
or do you always think that it's an unhealed child?
I think it's something that happened in your youth that you have not addressed, that you still take issue with. And it's happened in your youth. So yeah, the inner child for some reason, for some level, not reason, some level is damaged. You have to heal that inner child. And that doesn't mean like, just go buck with noodles, but
No,
forgive
I just
yourself,
I
allow
just I
yourself.
just think that sometimes some things are not related to their inner child. I think sometimes it's just some people just had moments where they were just fucked up demons, but
That happened in your childhood.
but
You gotta heal that inner child.
like just choices that weren't the best and continue to make those choices just because. But it could be it could majority of the people are it's inner child related.
Right. But remember, we're not talking choices what you
Generation
chose to do,
right.
because that's a whole different conversation.
No, but I feel like
But it
there's
is.
a such thing as generational choices,
Oh, for sure. For
right?
sure.
I feel like environmental generational behaviors follow a certain pattern and print because of DNA and or environment.
Right. I definitely agree with that, but that's a different scope of the same problem.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because your environment definitely has an extreme effect on how you grow up and what you do,
On
how you develop.
right.
Because like you said, maybe you didn't grow up in a house that had drugs in it, but your whole neighborhood was flooded with it, so you're still inundated in that. That definitely has an
Right.
effect on you. But you do have that option to go in home and still have like a little bit of a safe space. You get what I'm saying? So like this is more like what happens when your safe space ain't the safe space. You know what I'm saying? Make sense?
No, I get it.
It's like you ignore me. I don't like it. Like you not even eye contact. I
I'm thinking.
don't like your thinking face. Your brows all furl. And, yeah. So let's hit an inner child. Um, balance, freedom, and structure. That's one of the things I was getting to. Balance. You have to make. You can't go off the deep end on the other way because then it's just going to be detrimental in that way. You have to balance.
Agree.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to balance your. Okay, I'm going to spend versus I'm going to get that Birkin bag. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Look at it is.
yeah, now, now you can't pay your rent, your car note, but
What's
that
that?
Birkin bag look good.
What's that Birkin it is?
Terrible. It's like terrible. But like, yeah, like spend and treat yourself, but don't go crazy to where you cut off your nose to spite your face, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. Okay? Adopt the mindset, it ends with me. And this is more of when you have kids or you're going to have kids or you're serious about having kids, it ends with me. Now this has to go hand in hand with the balance and the structure because you don't want to over correct too much.
Right, but right.
I say your piece, go ahead, man. Yeah,
I just feel like sometimes the pendulum swings
right.
and it just goes whoo far this way, and sometimes it goes far that way.
Well, that's the definition of a pendulum.
Which is that?
That's the definition of a pendulum. I mean, it's
I
swing.
know. I'm just saying, and then I think it's hard sometimes for folks to just stay in the middle of
Definitely,
things.
it's not easy,
Um,
but that's why you have to work on the balance,
and I
freedom,
was about to say, and
structure.
that's why you need to want it.
Right. You
You have to
definitely have
really
to
want
want
it.
it.
Might have some slide backs.
It's listen. This is not a you do this,
No,
this 2 weeks you're
of
straight.
course, yeah, but some people might see it as that, like,
Yeah, this
oh, it's
no. This is going to take time, and you are going to mess up because you're human. You're human, but you
are
learn
we?
from the mistakes. Well,
We're not
it's,
androids.
uh, mm,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
you never know at this point. I'm convinced we're in a simulation at this point. At this point, I'm simulation theory. Because Jesus, try to be positive. Me, God dang.
Sorry, sorry.
Yes,
Press the
adopt
press
it
the
ends
COVID
with me.
button.
Yes,
But no.
2 years wasn't enough. Yeah,
Um.
it ends with me, and like really mean that. Really mean like okay, I that's after you identify, of course, like, and come to terms and want it. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I don't perpetuate these things onto my kids or even the next generation. Maybe you don't have. Maybe you're the aunt, you're the uncle. You can be that protector of your brothers slash sisters, whatever kids.
Again, I think there are some things. You know how there's some things that are just in certain people,
Hmm.
things that you can't teach.
Yes.
Um. And I think partially, majority of that just comes with insight, like insight, a certain level of insight. Which is that?
I said okay. I agree with you. You're wrong.
um. And some people can learn it again because, like you said, you build boundaries, you do this, you do that, and then there's some people who just have it. Like, I'm not doing that shit.
Right.
Like,
Right.
yeah, and some people like, I'm not doing that shit.
But that's because one, you're lucky. You're lucky to have a high level of self awareness. You've probably made that decision subconsciously when you were younger. This ends with
Mm-hmm.
me. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing any of that.
Right,
Like a
right.
kid somebody who doesn't drink because they saw their parents drink. I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'll party, but that I'm not doing. I don't want to take the chance of going down that road. and then you make sure that you don't do those things, and that's a good place to be. Like you said, you just have that in you. Well, I know what that life looks like, and I don't want to live that life. But you do it in a healthy way,
Right.
right? It doesn't mean that you can't hang out with anybody who drinks and you shun them and treat people who drink like trash.
Oh, but I've been around people who do that too because
Right.
they don't do that because that's a part of that
Exactly.
going too far to the
Going
other
too far.
side.
Right. Just
Yeah.
because I drink don't mean I'm your daddy. I don't hit people. I never did that. Don't put that
Yeah.
on me.
Don't put that right. No, right.
Right. And that goes into what the next is: replace the negative. Replace the negative. I heard somewhere recently, and it was very interesting to me. The brain doesn't know the difference of when you're joking versus when you're being serious. So if you tell
Oh
yourself
Jesus.
something like simple, like I'm getting fat, I'm just getting fat, I'm just getting fat, you're gonna see yourself getting fat and fat and fat because you program your brain to see you getting fat. Versus when you tell yourself, hey, oh, I'm losing weight, you start to see yourself slimming down. It's the
Hmm.
placebo effect, but it works. So we need to stop putting ourselves down, replace that negative stuff. And you it goes the same, you attract what you put out.
Absolutely.
Makes sense? So if you're putting out all those negative vibes, your brain does not realize you don't
Right.
want this. This is what it thinks you want. So I'm gonna put out those vibes. This is what we need to be.
Right.
Put yourself, you gotta force positive, you gotta force yourself to be positive. Force that. And it's hard. Trust me, I've been
Right.
in places where it's hard.
I
But
don't think it's an easy task,
but
but
you can be like Miss Silver Linia, and try and find at least something good about the negative situation.
right. People probably don't believe I'm a little silver line
You are.
girly, but
You are.
I am.
Sometimes someone's like, all right, nigga, just okay. Okay. Let me be dog for 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah.
I'll be like, but
But at least I hear you. Okay. I want to be mad. All right. 10 minutes.
like 2 minutes.
God. No.
But
But it's just
go get the keys.
I'm sorry. Inside joke. I'll never tell you about that. All right. Um, and like I said before, protect future generations. Actively teach younger family members different ways of living to prevent the curse from returning. Be the example.
Definitely being the example. I think that it's much harder to put upon someone to teach everyone, but if what you're doing for yourself is exuding in a positive light, then at least one person out of the core family should follow your lead. At least, God
At
damn
least if we could save one,
it.
we save.
Damn it. At
Be
least one.
that person where you are the safe space for the kids. They see you doing positive things with your life, and they want to emulate that. Make sure that kind of a delicate balance. You aren't overstepping bounds with their parents, and just by you doing well, they could see that as overstepping, but that's things that they need to work through.
Right.
But make sure you're available if you can, if you're allowed. Take the kids out, show them a different way. Listen, I did this, now I'm able to do this. Like go to school, go because some people just don't hear it. It's not even like maybe parents aren't thinking about it. Maybe they're just going through so much they can't handle that.
Right.
So it's like, okay, I can be like, I went to college here, went and did this. Now I'm doing this. I got this job. I saved money like this when I was your age.
Hmm.
Teach them, and then they can grow up to be somewhat like you because nobody can be you. You're you.
Right.
But you can maybe not stop the curve, but put it on the curves, but put it on a curve. That way they can continue stopping it. Generational curses don't stop with one generation. We want it to, it doesn't.
Right.
It took generations to build up. It's going to take generations to
To chop down.
break down.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
but someone has to start. All right. And also, you have to get rid of that victim mentality. I think that's a big thing. The victim mentality. Not saying you didn't go through stuff. Not saying the stuff you didn't go
He's
through
like, wait, hold up,
it
hold up.
wasn't horrible. Recognize you went through stuff. Get the mental health and mental services that you need. Go to therapy. Go to therapy. People of color, go to therapy. Men, go to therapy.
I don't think it's as like shame,
As it used
like
to
the
be, it's
way,
not. But
yeah.
I'm talking to our demographic
Mm.
because they still out here being stupid. I saw, I mean, slightly off a conversation, but not really. You know Kev on stage, right? You seen him?
Who?
Kev on stage.
Mm-hmm.
He recently posted that he went to the doctor and men should go to the doctor. And there was so many comments about I ain't never going to the doctor. It's like, yeah,
But
what?
you know why that you know why.
Yeah, but go to the doctor, develop a relationship, do your research, but get your health
Get,
checked.
yeah, I was about to say, check that penis, you little
Yeah,
dirty
get you.
scoundrel.
They're like, oh,
Little
you
dirt.
you letting them put a finger up your butt? Yeah,
You want
yeah.
to die, nigga?
I don't want the cancer.
And you
Get in
want
there,
to die?
swoop around, and let's get this on the road.
There's so
So
much worse things, but yeah.
but that in and of itself could be a generational curse. Your parents didn't go to the doctors and the hospitals, and you,
But you know where that comes from,
yeah, I
the not
understand you're
trusting
scared that something's gonna
doctors.
happen. Yes, I get that. That don't mean well he broke his leg, put some Robitussin on it, rub some Vicks. We'll see what happens in the morning.
Listen, Vicks is the best thing smoking,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah,
It can
you
help with
smoke.
everything.
Yeah, yeah,
However,
yeah. Who makes Vicks?
however, however,
You're right.
go, but no, all jokes aside, go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor. Go get yourself checked out. Knock it off.
Yeah,
Anyway,
seriously.
yeah. Coming out here with your herpes all on your face. Tomorrow, what is this? It's herpes.
It's oh God. And then they kill me because they like, you let a doctor do that?
Yeah,
Y'all out here letting girls stick tongues in y'all booties. Cut the mess. Cut the mess. Okay? Go to the doctor.
go to the doctor. Some of you ladies have had worse things in you. Some of you men have had worse things in you. Go to the doctor. Back on subject. Go to the doctor. But yes, um, beware of overcorrection and permissive parenting. I think this is a big thing. Permissive parenting. You don't want you don't want your kid to go through what you went through. So you just give them free range.
Or you try to block off so much that now when they out in the world by themselves, they just simply don't know what to do.
Right. And that goes to the next one, perfectionism. You try and basically dictate every aspect of their life, which one pushes your kid away, doesn't allow
It
them to
does.
grow properly. And when they do get out in the world, like you said, oh man,
It just
I'm trying everything.
or I don't know anything, and now somebody is down the block shooting, and I'm still just standing there instead of ducking, dropping, and rolling.
What's Tyrone doing?
What's
Huh?
oh
Let's go see what that is. Come on, guys.
popping off? Fa 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 fa.
Come on, gang.
Oh,
Let's go.
walking towards bullets left, right, and
All right.
center.
Let's shoot.
Scooby Doo in a bunch.
Let's go stop them. Yeah. Get your little ass out. Come on, gang.
So you want
Right.
you want your children to you want people around you, your children, whoever. You want street smarts and you want
Book smarts.
book smarts.
Yes,
Now,
definitely.
it's different levels of book smarts,
I don't have any of that, so
different level of street
I
smarts.
don't know nothing about birth and no
But
babies.
you want everybody to have a little bit of both.
Right, definitely. That's how you survive. You want to be able to have a conversation, but no one we hear get on the ground.
Still standing up like what was
Yeah. Is that fireworks? It's October. Get on the ground. Bad things are happening, right? So definitely the permissive parenting. You don't want to. We've seen permissive parenting.
Oh, have I?
Okay, W-
Oh, have I?
I want to say this right.
Well, you thinking real hard too.
I don't want to get community struck, but I also don't want to go against my beliefs. Okay, put
Okay.
it like this: when I was a kid, I did obviously, as I shared earlier, bad things. I did bad things. I got spankings. I got spankings. I got spankings and one beating, and I earned that beating. I earned every beat of that beating. I told y'all about that. But my mother would never. My mother and my father never spanked me when they were angry.
Mm,
They never spanked me more than at most maybe five licks, what they're called. And then
right.
after we sat down and had a conversation,
Which is completely different from majority of people who
but
have gotten whippings. Completely different.
I know 100% they didn't get that.
Because when you get your behind whipped and you don't even know the reason why,
You like, bro, I don't even. I'm gonna do it again.
when you don't know the reason why,
Yeah, it's just that it comes off as abusive because you don't understand what you're getting beat, what you're getting whooped for, and two, it makes you walk on eggshells because now you don't know what caused this. So
or it could turn you the other way.
and you like, well, knock if you buck up. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying right now, at certain point, spankings don't work anymore. They lose all effectiveness. The last time my mom gave me a spanking, it was like, all right, are we done here? Have we moved on? Did you get it out your system?
Not did you get it out your system. You
Yeah,
good now?
you
All
good? All
right.
right, I'm gonna go in my room. All right,
Mhm.
right. And but it's I don't spank my kids like that. Like if my kids get a spanking, they have to have pushed the line so much. It's just like, bro, I have to. The ancestors, I have to. I got no choice. You did this. But I prefer not to. We're not really a spanking parenting household. Like,
I mean, I didn't. I've only had two whippings in my entire life.
no, you were a good kid. You were a good kid. You were a good kid. I've had two whoopings in a day.
Yeah, I've only had two.
I did a lot of things.
Um, and I did do some things that I probably still should have gotten whippings for, but my mom wasn't really a whipper.
Because she didn't
But
want
the
to.
aunts, but the aunts was.
Oh, we got you. We got you. Oh, we got you.
The aunts was. Um,
Right. Um, I do believe
but
in spare the rod, spoil the child, but I also don't believe in beat the kid with the rod.
I know, right? Jesus.
Right? There's a balance to it. And like I said, Jazzy, maybe, maybe three, maybe. I'm a pretty scary guy, so my voice
Yeah.
is enough a lot of times. Now, that other one.
She gonna give you a run for your money.
I got to show
Two
every
for the show. She gonna give you a
yeah,
run.
you really are like me. Okay, all right. But still, when you still try and talk and give them chances, I give my kids way more chances than my parents gave me for sure. For sure. I think that's what we do. We know we
You
take
try you try to parent better than, and that's
right,
the point. Everything should be the upgrade.
right.
Shouldn't be a downgrade.
You take
And
out some of the abuse, not all. You take out some of the abuse. And when your kids have kids, they're gonna take out some more of the abuse. And then you raise
but
better cousins.
and growing up the way that I grew up, there are some things that have been misstepped that my kid didn't get to learn because I was trying to
Right.
do things differently.
Right. Which can be healthy and which can be kind of detrimental.
Yeah, basically.
Listen,
My struggle as a kid and his struggle was two different types of struggles.
definitely times, parenting. I I'm trying not to laugh. I
Just let it
know
out.
one time I let Tiana fall, not Tiana, Jazzy fall off the bed, right? All right. But it's because she was jumping on the bed and I told her to stop. And she kept doing it. I'm like, you're gonna fall off the bed. Stop jumping on the bed. And she jumped and she started to fall off. And my parental instincts was like, ah, get, and I was like, no.
No.
Right. In that moment, I'm thinking how my father really told, like, let him do it. Right.
Yeah. Cause you what was that? You gotta learn.
You gotta learn, right?
You
But
gotta learn.
how she fell,
Oh God.
I
Oh
was
God.
like, okay, yeah, that was a scar. I messed her up mentally.
It's like, oh God. Oh God.
Because she saw me go to save her and then stop. And I think a little bit of her light in her eyes died a little bit.
Where's my father?
It was definitely I can't believe this.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. You were my
Yeah,
father.
but I was like, you ain't gonna do that
But I
again.
but I told right. I told your ass stop jumping on that
but,
day.
but I saw a little bit of that spark dim. Which is why she probably has trust issues to this day. But I really knew I was like, ugh, trauma. Definitely I was trauma.
Oops.
Oops,
I
therapy.
won't I won't do it to the second kid.
You do this again. I should have. This is
And
my
and the
therapy.
second kid gonna jump on her own. You ain't even gotta save her.
She jumped and keep it moving. Oh my
Yes,
god.
yes.
Yeah. But like that's part of that balance. Sometimes you don't get it right. Sometimes you're not gonna get it right. Not gonna beat
Listen,
myself up. She's fine. She's graduating high school early. Maybe knock some sense into it. I don't know.
I
Um,
always tell people, I fully understand that I was the test tube baby. I get it. And all kids after that, they went again because they felt like they did a good job on the test tube.
right,
So
right. I was definitely
yeah,
not a test dummy. I benefited. I was the baby, so they got it right with me. The mother two ahead of me. Sheesh. For me, they got it right. Anyway, um, moving along. Overcompensation. Okay, I actually wrote this one down. Providing excessive materials, goods, or emotional indulgement to compensate.
I've seen a lot of people do that.
I was a little bit taken aback by the emotional, and I had to sit back and like, damn, can you be too? And I was like, yeah, you actually can. You can give them too much support, so to speak, if you want to
I
call it.
don't think the emotional is the support, so to speak. I think when they put that, I think they're saying like emotional manipulation.
Mm, okay,
Um,
yeah, keep talking. I don't. It's your time. Let's go.
I can't with you. Like it's like emotional manipulation where, unfortunately, and I hate to say this, I've seen mothers use emotional manipulation,
Yeah, for sure.
on their kids to kind of like get them to do what they want or guide them in a particular type of way.
Yeah,
Um, I personally, I'm not the negotiating type of mom. I'm not going to negotiate my
yeah,
emotions. No, is either this or it's nothing. I'm not gonna be like, well,
yeah.
ain't
You,
nobody got time for
you
that.
don't negotiate with nobody.
I said yes, yes, because I don't negotiate with children who act like little mini terrorists. So,
You don't negotiate with Darren.
so I am not doing it.
Right.
But I've seen the manipulation and it's used. And don't get me wrong, I think that we all use each other to a certain degree of exchange of certain things.
For sure.
But I think when it's from parent to child, you have to be very careful. And I've seen a lot of people abuse the emotional part of an exchange
Yeah,
from kid
especially
to.
when it's like parents
And
against
I've
each
seen
other.
and let me say, and I've seen kids do it
Oh,
to
for sure.
parents
Oh, for sure.
to like extreme degrees as
For sure.
well.
And it's not just
But at the
teenagers. Like little kids can
yes,
do that.
little kids. But what we do have to remember, partially some of that is learned
Oh,
behavior.
it has to be learned. I would say all of it's learned, but
You know
it's
what I mean? So where did they like how did they pick up on that to be able to like maneuver in that way?
right. Oh, but some kids are just evil too.
So I was about to say that Count Dracula voice in the background.
Yeah, yeah. Some
But
some kids ain't
it
shit. I'm gonna say it. I'm
yeah,
saying
but then because they're watching and they're picking up
always, always.
what to use and what not to use, and I get it completely. So it's just you got to be wary of certain things um when you're looking out for your emotions to be used as personal gain
Right.
in a way that is not just.
Now here's one that I think people do subconsciously,
Mm,
and that's the immersement or control. That's basically you try to hand curate a child's life to avoid the same path that you were on. It's
mm-hmm.
basically you try and make every decision for your kid. And as we alluded to earlier, that's probably one of the worst things you can do because you're not preparing them. You're not giving them the skills to decision make. You're not giving them skills to cope.
They're always going to need you to make particular type of
It's,
decisions.
right,
You're creating someone who's a second guesser.
right. And we've seen firsthand from workers that we
Hmm.
used to work with parental child, because I was an adult, relationship like that. You see that a lot in the overbearing mothers or overbearing fathers. They have a TV show on it. My mom's my best friend or something like that,
Mm.
where they're like, if a girl's dating a guy, you're basically dating the mom too. The mom has all influence over the daughter. Like, oh no, he shouldn't do this. It's like,
That's some scary stuff.
right. I don't know if you saw. There's a video going on the internet right now of a gender reveal, and everybody at gender reveal knew that the mom, once the gender was revealed, was going to go buck noodles, and they were literally holding her. Like it was revealed, and she's like fighting them off, and they're like just holding her back because she's trying to get in that moment.
Wow.
That's somebody who is too immersed in their kids. It's like we call it a social like living vicariously through your kids. You know, um, a lot of this happens. A lot of that happens with athletes and athletes who didn't make it, or athletes who did make it and now try and force greatness
Trying to yeah.
upon their kid. Like you trying to make every decision for your kid. They will not grow. They will always remain a kid, no matter how old they get, because they can't problem solve. They can't critical think. They can't
Hmm.
function. So I think to me that's one of the most dangerous and subconscious ones because you do it in the name of I want you to have a better life. So your underlying premise is coming from a good place. You do want your kid to have a good life. You want them to have the best, but you're doing it in the
However,
most disserviceable way because you're hindering them at every
every
iota.
turn.
So we have to be definitely careful with that. We have to allow our kids to make mistakes because that's how you learn some things. Some things you could talk to your kids till you're blue in the face about, but they have to make the mistake. Now, one thing I always tell my kids, you're supposed to make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes,
Absolutely.
but you have to be careful about the mistakes you make because certain mistakes me and your mother can't protect you from. There's
Mm.
certain mistakes that's beyond our
But
control.
that's right. But that's a good thing because it's true. I like.
Right. Like, okay, I had my first drink at 13 at a party, right? I didn't not like it, but it wasn't the greatest, right?
It must have not been. It
It
wasn't
was
great.
straight vodka, straight vodka. So at 13, it's like, right? But I knew, okay, this is something that I see people getting crazy over, and things like that. I need to not go too crazy with this, right? But I was allowed to make the mistake. You know, you can't. I didn't go out and shoot nobody. I didn't go out and start
Right.
robbing people because once you get caught,
Listen,
there's nothing. Your parents can't get you out of that.
you're right. I drank somebody's beer. I don't remember if I was 8 or 10. I
Yeah,
want to try it.
yeah.
I still don't like beer to this day. You cannot get me to drink beer. I
I
hate
remember my
it.
first beer. My first beer I had with my father. We sit on the steps to the house. He's drinking a Budweiser, and he's like, "You want to try it?" I was like, "Yeah, nigga, you look like it tastes good." I was like, "Don't. Oh, this is. I,
I hate it.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Nastiest thing I ever tasted.
I didn't know you drink fizzy piss, Dad. That's gross. That's really gross that you
Yeah.
like that."
People be like, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
And it's a
Who
real cold
acquired it?
one. Okay. Yeah, and
I
you
drink.
can keep it.
I don't drink beer. I don't like beer. I've had them all. Before y'all in the comments, who you gonna? I had them all. I don't like beer. I'm not a pussy. I drink real liquor.
Oh,
Yeah. Drink your whiskey like a man.
yeah, I
Anyway,
can't.
but you have to allow your kids to make mistakes, but teach your kids what mistakes you can protect them from. I can protect you from cutting school.
Right,
I can't protect you from getting somebody pregnant. That's a whole thing. Now we're in a different world. You know what I'm saying?
right. Choices.
Choices, and we could do a whole episode on choices. I have a whole thing on choices. I used to teach the kids back at the center, a whole thing on choices that adults need to
Mm,
learn. To be honest with you, because people think everything's not a choice. Every aspect of your life is a choice. Every aspect.
yeah.
So, but that's a whole other. We could do an episode on that if you want. Teach one. But yeah, but you can't coddle them. You can't. That's not breaking a curse. Controlling every aspect of their life is not breaking the curse. That's just
But a part,
perpetuating the level of it.
part of it, I think some people won't recognize what is, unhealthy generational things.
Right. Which is like
Some
you.
of those things.
Can I show you my notes? Because you just went right in
No.
order to the next joint.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You literally went right to the next joint. That's crazy. Because I have the next thing with things that are not generational curses. A strict upbringing within reason. Now, I mean, within reason, it's not a
Right,
generational curse. Okay, because
right,
you weren't allowed. Your curfew was at 10:30 instead of 12:30. It's not a generational curse. All right, you weren't allowed to go to the unsupervised party. That's not a generational curse.
it's
You
called
get what I'm saying?
boundaries and rules.
Boundaries and rules. All right, not being able to get everything you want. Not a generational curse. Age appropriate responsibilities. It's not a generational curse. You just because you
Right.
have to wash this and clean your house doesn't mean you need to go out and get a maid now because now you breaking curses. You know how to clean your house, fool. You know what I'm saying? So like these are the things that we need to understand that
And break away from to get a clear understanding of what's what.
because when you water something down so much, it doesn't get the attention it's supposed to have because it becomes cliche.
Right.
So we need to be careful and really establish, do I have a generational curse? Do I have something that happened in my childhood or that I saw as a kid and I want to break within myself that's really detrimental to myself or my kids?
Is there something that I see across 3 generations that I would like to change?
Right.
If you have the blessing to see three, you know what I
If you
mean?
have the blessing to actually see it. And like
Yeah,
there are
I've
more,
I've I've
but
been able to see three on both sides.
which is dope. Which is dope. I see 400. The main ones on my side, crazy. Financial literacy, emotional health, addiction, and toxic relationships. Those are the big four that are I would say most common.
Right,
But there are different subsects and subcategories to each. So, like you said, be honest with yourself. Have a real sit down, introspective view of yourself. And don't lie to yourself. Don't sugarcoat with yourself.
right.
Once you do that, you're able to do that, then you can really sit back and say, okay, you know what? This is not a curse versus something I just want to change
Right.
versus, I have to change this for them. All right. And when you have those, identify it. And like we said, set your boundaries, do like that. But go to therapy. Go to therapy. This is not something that you should just do on your own. If you can't afford a therapist,
One
get
will
free
be
therapy.
appointed to you.
Huh?
I
Well,
said one will be appointed to you.
they have free ones now. That's what I was going to
It,
say. Like, you can't afford a therapist. They have free ones now.
it was given the beginning of like Law and Order.
Right.
If you can't afford it, one will be.
One will be, there's so many
No,
things nowadays where you
but
have access to it.
there's free services, there's
Right.
group therapy. I mean, people might not be into that, but if it's free and you can get a therapist, that might be your next bet.
Right.
Um, I think group therapy allows you to bounce off of others so you can feel finally comfortable. But it's not a thing for everybody. Some people like privacy, but um,
You know what else group therapy could show you? That your situation ain't that bad.
that too.
You're like, oh,
That too.
I didn't have these problems. I
That too. Like, yeah,
think I'm in the wrong place.
I,
Head out.
I'm gonna head out.
Y'all work on this.
I'm gonna head out.
Right. But those are things. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of a conversation. This is not a step by step thing to do. It's just something to
It's
give
just
you an
to get you
outline.
going and get you right and get you talking about addressing things that you would like to stop within your family life.
Right. And
And
it's
that's
never
it.
a bad thing to work on yourself. We're all projects and enigmas trying to survive day by day. So it's okay if you mess up. Just recognize you messed up and move on.
And fix it. Don't be like,
Me.
you know,
Don't be like me. I'm addicted to so many things, except drugs.
he lying, y'all.
What? What? I don't like drugs.
But
I
I'm
don't
joking.
put drugs in like that.
But you looking like you're not
Just weed.
sure.
Just weed. Just weed.
Like
Weed.
you
I was
looking
like,
like you're not sure.
weed
Not
and
not
edibles
re-
is the same thing
mm,
technically.
they not.
I mean,
But I
chemically.
get it.
But yeah, but I never been like, let's ride that horse.
Gotta get that dinner.
Right. No, I never do that. But yeah. Well, alcohol.
It's
Ugh.
too much over there.
I don't drink a lot. But when I drink, I make up for missed time. But
Making up for 30 days in
yeah,
one day,
yeah,
in one
yes.
weekend day.
Not being raised no bitch. But yes, let's get the ball rolling. So I hope this at least helps somebody, at least one person. If it help one
Get the
person,
conversation going.
yeah, get it started. Um, if you need help with any services, feel free to reach out to us. We can definitely link you up
I
with some
have
stuff.
some stuff. Yeah.
So let's leave a comment, send us a DM, whatever. We'll keep it private. We're not gossipers like that.
Yeah, I only tell his business,
And I ain't got no
nobody
kids.
else's.
I tell my own business. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did it. Nice.
Nobody else's.
All right. But that's gonna do it for us. I'm Mr. J.
Shammy,
We'll catch you next one. Take care of each other, all right? No spirit fingers to leave. Like, come on now. You got a signature. Stick with it. Peace, y'all.